Hi everyone, big day today. I had my last 2 drains removed today. I am processing a lot right now. I'm super uncomfortable. I'm in sensory overload, and I just watched a Neighbors to Know that was edited for me, of me as the neighbor to know when I was talking about my drains. So I'm processing a lot today. I had my last 2 drains removed. I did not know that that was going to be happening. I had my follow-up with my plastic surgeon this morning or this afternoon. I have no concept of time right now. I was really happy to see him because I've only seen him, this is the 3rd time that I'm seeing him. Once was when I first met him, and within a few minutes, like, I just knew he was like the person. And then I saw him right before surgery, and then he wasn't available the day after surgery. He said I can use his name, but I still feel kind of weird about doing that. But he's through MGH. He, I don't know if I mentioned this, but he was on the team that did the first successful penile transplant, which a lot of people laugh about. But I'm like, if you can understand what it's like for like a veteran to lose body parts, including his penis, and then, you know, what that's like as a man to lose your penis, and then have someone like him be able to give you one. I assume it's functioning, it's successful. I mean, that's, to me, that's like way more involved than a mastectomy. So, he's phenomenal. And, yeah, he specializes in mastectomies. He has an amazing resume. And I'm just blessed to be near Boston, that these people are available. So I wanted to see him today. And he came to Newton Wellesley, even though he's based out of MGH. I mean, he goes to a lot of hospitals. But for me, it's kind of a project to get into Boston, especially right now when I'm still like sensitive and somewhat discomfort and pain. So it was nice that he was there. It was just so nice even to hear him, like, when they open it. He's got such a calming voice, like the tone of his voice and how he speaks. And even when he first walked in the door, like, I heard his voice and I'm like, it's just soothing. It's super, super soothing. So I had a list of questions. My mind has been spinning just with a lot of information. It's so much information. Yesterday, I was having a really hard time with words. I used to like make these comments about Angelina Jolie, and I'm like, I don't like that people use her name as a verb. I've been using lots of nouns as verbs. It's just another life lesson I'm learning about not to judge people about stuff. Not that I was judging her, it's just, you know, not her, it's other people that refer to, oh, I thought I had chapstick, but I don't. My mouth is really dry. I'll use Vaseline. But like yesterday, it was just sound. Sound was really bothering me. And people would say things to me, and all I heard was sound. I wasn't hearing information, and I was just overloaded. It was yesterday the day that I showered by myself? I don't even remember. I don't know. There's been a lot of processing going on. Anyway, so going into the appointment, I just kind of have been telling Barb things around my head that I want to talk about or ask. She kept a list. So like that was pretty much all I did to prep for the appointment. Talking about pain level, like I haven't been on the oxy at all today. I am in quite a bit of pain right now, but I only have 1 oxy left and I can just suck it up. I think I have, oh no, I just took the Tylenol. shows you how much it's working, because I'm in a lot of pain right now. But last time when I had the first two drains taken out, it was painful too. It's just a weird feeling, and sensory-wise, I'm crazy uncomfortable right now. But anyway, so he came in, and I was just telling him how thankful I was and how calming he was before the surgery. And I said how happy I was to see him. And I was curious, you know, there's such an aspect of trust. Especially, you know, people that have gone through life things with certain people, whatever, can have trust issues. When you think that you're supposed to trust someone and you rely on trusting someone and they break that trust in a way that's like devastating for you, it gives you trust issues, makes it hard to trust other people. And I was in that boat with a few people. And to hear, like, or to experience the feeling, I'm going into like relationship world right now, briefly, because there was a part of it that made me relieved that my plastic surgeon is male. A lot of women prefer to have female doctors. For certain things, I can see that. My gynecologist is phenomenal. I don't know if I'd feel as comfortable with a male gynecologist. But for a plastic surgeon doing this, I'm like, it's not all about other people at all. I didn't get new boobs for men. I got new boobs for me. Period. I've done enough things in my life to try to do things of what I thought, you know, partners I was with would want, and then lost myself in the process. Like, lost who I was as a person, and I've learned not to do that ever again. So me getting my new boobs is not about men. It is not about partners. It is not about any of that. It is about me. Solely about me. And whatever. It's about me. But part of my process in choosing him as a doctor, when I felt, I just had a gut instinct, I don't know why, that like he was the doctor to choose. And the fact that he's male, and that he has this warm, comforting voice, and he's working on this, and he's not the one taking the cancer out, but he's the one who's giving me a body back and a life back that is new and different and takes tremendous adjustment. And I just forever felt like, you know, I wanted that process to be with a man or a male doctor. So I, you know, separate and aside from cancer and all this stuff, I am so grateful that the super limited encounter, I mean, what have I seen the man for? An hour and a half? Well, he saw me for way longer than that during the surgery, whatever. But for the hour and a half total that I have had discussions with this man, I feel such an immense amount of trust that when he says it's going to be okay, that it's going to be okay. That when he says I can do this, that means I can do this. And I am a very academic person. I like to look things up. I like to get answers. I like to research. I'll measure 20 times before I cut once. But with him, I feel this intense trust. Not intense. I feel this trust, a solid trust, that I don't have to do all the research. And I don't say that out of ignorance. I say that out of trust. I don't have to do all the research. I don't have to Google all this stuff. I don't have to get the 10 books people are saying I should be getting, because I trust him. He's done that already. He's read all those books. He's done all that stuff. He's gone to school. He's worked on however many patients he's worked on. And I'm so happy. Happy's not the right word. That I can trust him. That I don't have to do that work. And I can put it in his hands and know that I will be okay. And that's really big. So I'm processing a lot because of that. Like, thank you. Aside from my boobs, thank you for reinstilling a trust of men in me. Didn't think that was going to come out of all this stuff. And I don't mean to dismiss partners that I've had, because I've had partners since then who have helped along with that process. But this is just, it's different. You will have a lifelong relationship with your plastic surgeon. So he came in, he looked at stuff. I can't remember the whole conversation. There's no point. But the gist was, he said to me, you know, he looked at the output of my drains, because I went at like 11 and I hadn't, I can't words today. I'm using words as a verb. I can't words today. I don't have the words. I can't think of vocabulary. I hadn't emptied the drains or whatever this morning. And I did that intentionally so he could look at them, because my right drain, my right boob, to me, the color became less translucent. And I was getting a little bit worried that it changed that way. It looked more bloody and less like Kool-Aid. The left one was fine. That one was easing up, but I didn't like how that one looked. So I brought it up and showed him, and he's like, nope, looks fine. And he's like, you want him out? I don't know if that's exactly what he said, but that's what I heard. And I'm like, what? Like, it hasn't been 2 weeks. Like what I heard from the robotic articles that I read say, you know, 1 week, you get, if you have 4 drains, typically after the first week, 2 of them are removed. And after the next week or 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, they remove the other 2. But it's solely based on the output of what's coming out. Again, I can't word today, so whatever. And he saw the numbers. He looked at the numbers, like, you know, a few times on the grenade. Where's Tex? Tex got some surgery today too. Oh, Tex is in the other room. I'll have to show you his surgery that he got. I'll take out this guy in the meantime, because I don't know why I'm coughing. I'm still by the flowers. This is Floofs. Floofs is an Easter bunny, but super soft and cuddly, but small, so it won't really help me with my chest, but super soft, because I'm in crazy sensory mode right now. Like, I need to be like, ah, and Floofs can handle it. Floofs I got when I got COVID. That one of my good friends, I said, she ran to Wegmans and she's like, what do you need? I'm like, I need a soft, fluffy bunny. Sorry, just checking my son's email. And that's what she got for me, so white fluffy bunny. Anywho, I don't even know where it was. He looked at the output of the drain and looked at it a few times, and it was low enough, and he's like, you know, let's just take these out. And I'm like, wait, what? Because it'll be 2 weeks on Friday. So I'm like 2 days, not even, like a day and a half earlier, a day and a half before the 14-day mark. So he was talking to me the whole time. And it's funny because I was just having dinner and I was so, like, I'm talking to him the whole time. I want to make sure I maximize my time with him. And I wasn't asking questions. I don't even remember now what the heck he was even saying. I do know that when he opened things, when he opened the bra up, you know, whatever, I think he said spectacular was how they looked. And I'm like, thank God my boobs look spectacular. Because to me, they don't right now. They're, you know, they clearly have their scars. They're still marked up with the purple stuff. I have my stitches. I never even asked how, like, I assume the stitches are dissolvable. I never even asked any of that. That's the trust part. I didn't ask half the questions I wanted to ask, and I left there feeling like I'm good, which is not a feeling I usually ever have. So he was talking to me the whole time, and he went to the sides of me just like the last time I was at plastics, and he said, take a deep breath in. And then he went like, shoot, move them out. I'd done that before, so that wasn't really a surprise. Put some gauze on it, put some tape on it. And then he went in between my chest, or in between my boobs, where there's tape there. And I thought, oh, maybe my tape is loose and he just wants to fix it or something. And I didn't even know until later. I don't even think I brought it up. I think Barb brought it up, that he was taking the tape off. I didn't know that was happening. But I just felt very at ease. And I mean, it literally is ripping off a Band-Aid. So obviously, and your skin is super sensitive. Oh, but what's interesting though is that my skin, that didn't even dawn on me, that I'm still numb there. Where the stitches are, I'm numb. I didn't even ask how long I'll be numb for, but I'm numb there. So maybe that's why it didn't hurt, because I can't feel it. But he started like taking the tape off from in between my boobs, and then I could feel that, and I was like, because you know, you're pulling tape off your skin and it hurts. And then I guess he kept going and pulled it off the whole way, and I wasn't even aware he was doing that. I didn't want to look at him pulling out my drains. I was really in that, when he told me that the drains were coming out, I don't think I really heard anything after that, because I was not expecting that to happen. And whatever the heck he said, no idea what he was even saying. I had no, words were not like, it was just like, you know, like Charlie Brown. I didn't hear content of what he was saying, although I was engaging in conversation. But from what Barb just told me, like, he was just talking to me, and I'm just sitting there like, whatever. And he just went, you can't see that, but I should have adjusted, but I didn't. I can't even get up. So on Floofs, here's Floofs boobs, boink, boink. And he took the tape from the here, which I thought he was fixing, and he, like, I think somewhat gently pulled this off, and then just went like, not even like super slow, and not like a, I mean, she said it was kind of a rip. I don't know. I don't remember it. I didn't feel it. I felt it more like here on my underside. I felt it because I can feel that, but I can't feel stuff like here. And then went to the other side, did the same thing. And I had no idea that he took the tape off. I was focused more on like, I'm not going to have drains now. And when he took it off, he went to throw the drain in the garbage. And I'm like, wait. I'm like, I don't want you to throw it in the garbage. I'm a curious person, but it was more a matter of healing. I'm like, I don't want you to throw it out in the garbage. I'm like, I want to be the one to destroy it. Not today. It needs to be tomorrow because I don't want it to smell funny. But I asked him if I can keep it. Not forever. This is where I go back to Angelina Jolie, because I'm pretty sure that she had kept blood or part of the umbilical cord or something. She kept something from her from like her kids, I think, in a pendant in her necklace. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So maybe we have more in common than I thought. But I asked to keep the grenade of the one that was the darkest red, that had the most out, the last one to come out. Or maybe it wasn't the last one to come out. The one that had the most output, I asked to keep. Not forever. I want to get rid of it. When I'm able to use scissors well. Just a minute. When I'm able to use scissors well, I am going to cut the tubes into pieces. I don't know what I'm going to do with the actual grenade part. He cut the stitches because I had stitches, I know, attaching the grenade to me, or the tubing to me. I did film to cut the stitches, but that was just like a little pulling. And they're gone. It's sitting in my bathroom right now in a bag. It's probably going to smell gross, so I probably should take care of it tomorrow. And I left there being like, just a weird feeling. It's like, you know, you have a hole in your body on both sides. And it's like, how does your body work that way? Where you can like just have a hole in your body that has a tube coming out of it, and then he pulls the tube out and then just put some gauze on it and you leave. I'm like, I have a hole in my body with a tube coming out. I don't get all that stuff. But I left like, and then I said to him, well, what's the follow-up now? Whatever. On a side note, I haven't, someone called, I have an OT evaluation tomorrow, which I'm happy about. I have a PT appointment on Friday. So those are set up. I am supposed to start doing, exercises to lift my hands above my head. but he said the PT will help me with all of that. So he's like, I said, well, how do I shower now? Because I have these holes. I feel like Frankenstein. I have these holes on either sides of me. And he's like, just shower. He's like, be gentle. Like, just let the water go over them. You know, don't sit there scrubbing with a loofah. Just let the water go over them. And now it's like I have the same bra on, but there's none of those rings. So it's like a regular bra. And I'm like, I don't even know what to wear now for a bra. I'm not wearing an underwire. I don't even know what size I am. A friend of mine mailed me a bra that she used when she had her mastectomy. But I'm not ready to even take this bra off because I'm processing a lot. I don't know what bra to wear. It weirded me out that when I left, I could put my arms against my sides. And I felt like I lost like 10 pounds. My belly is super distended again, by the way, but he said that, because I asked him, like, where's the fluid go? That was in there, because it's got to go somewhere now. So I imagine that my belly is going to look pretty funky for a while, you know, while it's getting rid of all this fluid and stuff, and that's normal. I feel a lot of pressure in my belly, like it's really popping out. So yeah, no drains. And I don't think I'm going to videotape me destroying the grenades. I just need to do that for me. Oh, and he said, I said, like, what's the follow-up? Like, what happens now? And he's like, I'll see you in 3 months. I'm like, 3 months? I'm like, no. My birth surgeon just said, I'll see you in 6 months. I'm like, I don't want to go that long. There's this weird thing of letting go. I don't want to go, oh, let it go, let it go. That's funny. There's this weird thing about letting that go. There's a weird thing about knowing, I mean, my journey's not done. I still am seeing the oncologist in 2 weeks, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it about what that means and what that's going to look like for me. So the journey's not done. This part of the journey is healing and completing. The processing of all of this is kind of in the throes right now. And that's part of why I'm in sensory overload. But he said 3 months, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like 3 months, that just seems so long to me. And I don't know if I can handle going that long with so many questions I never even asked. And he asked if I feel more comfortable going at 1 month, and I'm like, yes, please. I need to go to Boston. I'm like, I don't really care. Fine, I'll go to Boston in a month. You know, just to see him, just to look, and he can tell me everything is fine, whatever, but I don't feel comfortable going that long. So I'll call tomorrow to make an appointment for a month out. And then I don't have to empty my drains tonight. So I get back a whole chunk of time because I don't have to do that. But the sensory thing, like with my armpits, he's like, I wouldn't shave them yet. And I asked him, when does that feeling go away? Where my armpit hairs just hurt and my armpits are just so sensitive. And he's like, it doesn't. That's part and parcel of this whole thing. It doesn't. And I'm going to rewind back to my Dan Chunkins and Janice Golton, that I feel like I can rewire my brain to desensitize myself to that. And I also asked him, when does the feeling of waking up in the morning and feeling like I'm engorged, when does that go away? It doesn't. There's a billion people out there that have breast implants, regardless of the fact if you've had cancer or not. So, you know, at some point, I'm curious to reach out to them and ask, because I'm sure they don't wake up every morning uncomfortable. I'm curious, but not ready to ask that. And then as I was leaving, I weirdly ran into the nurse from my gynecologist's office, and I haven't seen her since this whole thing started. And that office is tremendous. I owe my life to my gynecologist. I truly do. A, for this, and B, for something else I'm not going to get into. But she just medically found out stuff, and lifestyle-wise, I guess. I know I'm being cryptic, but not going there. And she saved my hide twice now. She gave me a new life twice. Yeah. And I saw the nurse there. And I've seen her for years, but because I was in like, I can't information, and I could not remember her name. And I'm like, I see her a million times, and when I pass by her, I always say hi, and I'm like, I can barely remember my own last name right now. I can't remember her name. But it felt so good to see her. And she knew what was going on because it's all in the gateway and stuff. But she was so happy to see me after. Just so tremendous. And I said to her, I owe your office my life twice. You know, maybe we should do a baseline, Jen, because your mom had breast cancer. Fast forward. Weird, huh? Yeah. So the sensory overload, and I'm stopping, but my sides hurt. My armpits hurt. I'm freezing cold. I have a regular hoodie on because I can wear regular clothes now, but I still can't put stuff over my head. I've got super old sweatpants on, old socks, and this scarf, and I've been like hugging Floofs to me. Sensory issues. Oh God, the felt on Tex. I cut off part of it, which I showed you Barb cut off the tomato part to help with the bra, not ruining my clothes. But the feeling of the lettuce, of the felt, was, oh my God, it was like nails on a chalkboard times 1,000. And I said to her today, I need Tex right now because it's soft and squishy. I need softness. I'm on a very, like, I have to, when I finish up here, take Tex and just hug it to my chest because I don't know how to be with my chest. I want to be up and proud, but then I feel the pressure. I'm not ready for that. I'm cowering still. I'm not ready for that. There's a lot of processing that has to go on. And while I told people the drains were out and they're all so excited and stuff, and I'm just letting people that know me out there know that yes, they're out, but holy cow, man, this process is not done. There's a lot of processing that needs to go on here. A lot. Physically and emotionally. And my body's in physical, like, sensory hyperdrive. And it's a good thing an OT is coming tomorrow because they're the perfect people. And then my boss. So I have a neighbor to know. I know I just said that twice, whatever. The vlog I did about the drains, I kind of left Neighbors to Know alone because the pandemic happened. I did some filming, but not a lot, and I never had a chance to finish stuff. I have 3 episodes that are in the works, and then this all happened, and I said I have to be on hiatus from the show, which breaks my heart because that show is my heart and soul. And when I did the episode the vlog about the drains, I'm like, I need to share this with people so that they can see. And one of the volunteers at the station, who's also on the board of directors, his name's Paul, he pulled together a Neighbors to Know for me. We're on the neighbor. And it's not about the glory for me. It's about the mission of what that show and that whole, like, movement is about. To share people's stories that aren't always, like, in the limelight. To help other people. And that's all I want from it. This is very therapeutic for me. And I know it's helping other people. So this is very, like, you know, you give to me, I give to you kind of thing. But Neighbors to Know is just different. It's not about me in any way. But I said, like, I felt unprofessional that the show went on hiatus, but I never had a chance to do a final show to say I was going on hiatus. I was supposed to do one the day before I think I left for my leave, or maybe the week before. But there was so much to do, it just never happened. The studio was finally open, but it didn't happen. And Paul put it together, and I watched it today. And it is some powerful shit, man. I mean, you could watch it easily on my vlog, that vlog about when I was showing you how to do the drains. But when I compare that and look at my intro, and in my intro, I'm opening up the doors to Old Town Hall with my old body. And I'm thin, and I'm well dressed. I'm like my full on makeup, and it's my old boobs. And I'm opening the door, and it goes to a slate. And on the slate it says, which I wrote, but it was just different to see it, like how Paul put it together, and it says, like, on July the 9th, our producer and host, me, was diagnosed with breast cancer, and whatever else it said. I mean, I wrote it, but I wanted to have a screen so people could understand why I'm doing it of myself. And I mentioned the YouTube page, so if anyone else wanted to watch the journey, they could. But to see that slate, you know, like you watch a movie and it says on so-and-so date, this happened. And then at the end of the show, a slate came on with me as host and Barb as the videographer and Paul as the editor and my boss Katie as the production assistant. And then it goes to the Bedford TV ending like slate thing. And I'm like, who would have thought when I started that show that, like, I mean, I think I'm pretty awesome. But to be doing that kind of show, I never, ever, ever would have thought. It was just supposed to be in baseline MRI. A lot to process. And I'm going to go now and watch reality TV with my son and go hug Tex. His plastic surgery, by the way, was I had to cut off the lettuce, the felt. It's just like, oh, my boss brought me Play-Doh today. I'm like, thank God. I said to her, I wish, I was talking about the show, that they sent me the you know, free version of it, whatever, some tweaks to get made. And she asked how I was feeling, and I said, I have this fidget cube, and I'm like, this isn't what I need right now. I don't know what I need right now. I don't need the rock. I don't know what I need. I'm like, you know what I need? I need Play-Doh. But I don't have Play-Doh. And she's like, we have Play-Doh at the studio. I'm like, oh, we do have Play-Doh at the studio, because they did a claymation class. And she brought me all this Play-Doh. And I'm going to go take it and knead it. K-N-E-A-D, it. Lots of processing. This battle's not over. This journey is not over. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Bye, everyone.